Jack. I want you to close your eyes and imagine the feelings and characteristics of your home. Ask yourself, what is home like? Regardless of your answer, we are both fortunate something comes to mind. Now open your eyes to the countless people who don't. In 2012, the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development indicated that an estimated 1.5 million new homeless people enter shelters each year. Many more experience total homelessness. Living life on the street should not be experienced by anyone. Our empathy is a platform for positive change to make a difference in the lives of others. Whether we're bystanders or victims of this problem, it inevitably impacts all of our daily lives. We see homeless people all the time. I believe the problem of homelessness must be addressed because of the negative impact on victims through alcoholism, segregated subcultures, and the youth population specifically. Today, I will be discussing the problem of homelessness in order to raise awareness and hopefully future solutions. First of all, homelessness is primarily a significant problem for its victims because it enhances alcohol use for its victims. An excerpt from Willa Cather's poem, Street in Packingtown, found in Chicago, describes tin cans and broken glass about his feet and a brown whiskey bottle singled out. This example illustrates the problematic correlation between alcoholism and homelessness. Through art, we can understand the internal struggles of homeless people and what they face in their terrible and unsafe living conditions. To allow you to further understand the severe repercussions of alcohol, I will reference an excerpt by Dr. David Belgium. He alarms us, the ordinary citizen may ask of a homeless person, why does he seek housing in a shelter where he might have a real bed? Why doesn't he? His answer, I can't drink alcoholic beverages in there. Rather than residing safely in a shelter for the night, many homeless people sacrifice for the ability to drink. Through references in art and credible sources, we see a clear problem and connection between homelessness and the desire to drink. Not only does homelessness enhance unsafe habits, but it also leads to negative impacts on social status and the structure of its victims in comparison to people who have homes. My second main point is people who live on the streets have no other choice but to immerse themselves in a culture that is drastically different than our own. Many sources, such as the Global Issues Encyclopedia, conclude homeless people everywhere have their own sets of skills, specialized knowledge, codes of behavior, which help them survive and cope with their adverse conditions they live in. Furthermore, there is a distinct divide between homeless people and people who are not. In a country founded upon equal opportunity, homelessness leads to a divisiveness and detached subculture from the rest of society. It really divides us all and is a troublesome problem. The problem with homelessness for individuals is that they become exiled in order to strive in terrible conditions they live in. To enhance your understanding of the many subcultures of the homelessness, I want to reference Dr. Belgium once again. He is a figure in his analytical, peer-reviewed article. Belgium's figure describes the different descriptions of street dwellers, such as a bum. He defines him as one who begs or cons people on the street trying to make a fast buck. They're untrustworthy but not dangerous. The con games are often quite clever and deceptive. This is just an example of certain subcultures that are developed because of their habits in order to survive. Categorizing groups of homelessness portrays a problematic void, once again, that develops and causes these social norms. Highly acclaimed professionals are able to study the habits, lifestyles, and problems that the people on the street exhibit. Next, highlighting problems of homelessness on the youth population will further allow me to depict how homelessness is spreading and hurting the bodies and minds of kids. My final point is regarding America's youth, specifically the runaway population. It is being drastically harmed by homelessness. According to a study conducted by the National Alliance to End Homelessness, young people comprise approximately 1/4 of all people who are homeless. I recognize this alarming conclusion as a huge problem for the future of our country and its direction it's going. It is essential to have a strong educational system to develop the minds, future, and success of these children. They're being reaped of the benefits and often participate in illicit activities because of the lifestyle choices they make. In contingency with this previous point, the problem develops even further in a study by the National Association for the Education of Homeless Children and Youth. They found that homeless youth are twice as likely to have a learning disability, repeat a grade, or be suspended from school. They are more likely to drop out of school completely once they've been fully immersed into the street culture as well. Research concludes Youth runaways are often involved in severe drug problems and prevent them from obtaining a foundation for an employed and educated future. Clearly, data indicates youth runaways are highly at risk to these negative impacts of life on the streets. In conclusion, the problem of homelessness is extremely prevalent for the several distinct reasons I discussed. In summary, data analysis proves homelessness is a prevalent problem that must be fixed. I want to emphasize the term home is more than a place. It is a foundation for family, dreams, and most importantly, safety and security for the people that reside there. Once again, in reference to my thesis, I believe homelessness is a problem that directly impacts individuals through alcoholism, subcultures, and youth population. Human morality calls us to help those in need regardless of how big or small. I suggest helping out the homeless by handing out free meals, starting community outreach to the impoverished families, or commuting donations to a recognized shelter. Finally, after learning about the problems of homelessness, close your eyes once again. Now imagine yourself without a home. What are the streets like? Regardless of your answer, perhaps you now have a small understanding of the problem from a new perspective.